Hi guys, on this one we are going to continue practicing mixed voice. We again try to take the practicing more towards a place where the mixed voice begins to be more and more intuitive. When our mixed voice is more intuitive and we perform it more unconsciously, then it will be easier for our body to produce more precise adjustments, and we avoid using too much muscle tension. I hope you have watched my previous videos on mixed voice that hopefully have helped you to build some kind of initial mixed voice that doesn't need to sound pretty. The main idea is that you can produce something above your register break without going to falsetto. It can be something like this. Very kind of constricted or tight, or it can be something like even something like that. Those are kind of two examples of where I'm using a lot of muscle effort, but I'm still kind of able to maintain sufficient vocal fold closure so that I don't get the tone of breath in the voice, meaning this one, which would be more close to falsetto or head voice. But anyways, how do we get from that to something like this? Baby, 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 no, 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 no. Hey, yeah, 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 yeah. There are two concepts that I want to introduce you to on this video. And the first one is removing all the unneeded tension from your instrument every time you inhale between the vocal phrases. And that is pretty important because very often, especially when we practice, we are new to some new action. We tend to use kind of we tend to exaggerate the muscle work that is needed for the new action. So this applies also to singing, and therefore it's very important that we let go that tension so that it doesn't start building up. If we don't relax, even though we might be getting decent sounding mixed voice at some point, if those little bits of tension will not be released, they start to accumulate, and very soon you will be having ton of tension here and you are wearing your mixed voice out. So very important to relax between the vocal phrases when you inhale. And soon let's dive into an exercise, but I'm gonna say a few more words about that to give you an idea where you should be maybe focusing when you relax, or at least move to the direction of relaxation between the vocal phrases. The most important thing probably is that you take care that you try to relax the area of your throat, and also giving some focus also in the relaxation of your jaw might be a good idea, because many of these muscles here are connected to jaw directly or indirectly. A couple of ideas that might help you in that: you might think about the sensation of the beginning of yawning when you inhale. This helps you bring the shape or dimensions of the vocal tract a little bit open up, so that we make sure that the type of tension or the narrowing that might happen in the vocal tract when we make sound, that kind of releases. But however, bit of a warning there, you don't want to exaggerate the sensation of the beginning of yawning, because That way, if you really start yawning like this, it will activate a little bit too much other muscle groups, and we don't want that either. Another idea that you might want to try could be like the sensation that you would be almost like smiling from your throat, and especially smiling. Well, you can try it even now, what kind of sensation it causes for yourself. Think about smiling here. It kind of automatically relaxes your throat a little bit. And we can also try inhaling same time as we try to think about the beginning of the yawning as well. Let's see what that produces. So it kind of opens up gently the space in your throat, and now you can even try to combine those two. Let's see what happens. Just like that. And to make sure you're not exaggerating the sensation of yawning, now you can exaggerate it knowingly and see how that feels. Take it a little bit too far, to the extent that you feel that your muscles are starting to tense up in this area. So, and even if you try to speak from this, you find out that you get a little bit this oh to your sound. The yawning kind of lowers your larynx. We don't wanna have that happening too much when you use the image of the start of the yawning. So be careful not to exaggerate those. Now we can actually try a couple of times. You can choose one of the practice phrases in my previous video that have been put in the description field in the advanced mixed voice exercises 1 or whatever the video was called. I don't even remember anymore. Or you can just do some steady vowel phonation, and but the idea is that soon as you have finished the phonation, start the inhalation, and at the same time relax this area with the tools that we just talked about. Let's try it. I'm gonna just do something like this. Right after the phonation, try to relax this as much as possible. Let's do it again. I'm gonna snap my fingers to kind of highlight the moment when I'm starting the inhalation and relaxation of this area. I'm gonna do it again. Just like that. Okay, now let's build on that. In addition to relaxing this area, it's also good practice to relax your abdominal muscles, or the area of the abdomen. These fellows here are often very eager to kind of maintain some activity after the vocal phrase has finished, and we very often tend to kind of, the one reason why we tend to maintain some activity here and also this area is probably that it actually helps you a little bit to get the needed activity for your exercise phrase, because you sort of have some activity already in the vocal instrument, and that's a little bit something that can guide you to wrong direction, although it might in the beginning help you to maintain this activity. In a long run it might cause you some problems. As you kind of learn a way of singing where you don't let go the tension, instead you build it up, which makes your voice tire get tired more quickly. This doesn't, of course, mean that after you have finished the phrase you should relax to the extent where you collapse totally. That's not what we want to do. We want to maintain a healthy amount of gentle activity in the body so that we can maintain good posture for singing. Okay, now let's try the same exercise by relaxing this area and also the area of abdomen when we inhale. Let's go. I start from the relaxed position and baby, I've been here for you. Baby, I've been here for you. Baby, I've been here for you. And now let's zoom in a little bit into this exercise. There's a between the inhalation and relaxation, there is a kind of space between that and the beginning of the next phonation. And I want you to a little bit focus on that short moment briefly. It's very important that you don't start activity or activating your body before the beginning of the next phrase. Because we want to teach our instrument, our body, to kind of bring about the activity very quickly. We don't want to teach our body to be lazy and slow in a way that after the inhalation we little by little start to make some conscious adjustments here and obtain some kind of rough setting in the vocal instrument from which we then start singing. That type of approach is a little bit too mechanic and too unprecise for making very kind of natural and easy sounding mixed voice. So we are going to try to be quite quick to get the settings in the vocal instrument. When we have done the inhalation, you can take a moment to just make sure that how the relaxed sensation in your body feels, and then before you start the vocal phrase, make sure that you're not doing any kind of maneuvering in your vocal instrument. Sometimes I see that people, even when they have taken the inhalation, before they start the phrase, they might have another inhalation and then go for the practice phrase. But that is something that we don't want to be happening. We basically want to start the vocal phrase right from the relaxed space. That way we practice, we kind of force our unconscious to learn to produce precise settings very quickly. And I mentioned in the beginning of the video that we are going to take the practicing into more intuitive direction. So this is exactly what I'm talking about. When we're doing everything very quickly, it's not only that we are practicing speed, but we also make it very difficult for our instrument to operate too consciously. So that helps us to utilize the kind of the unconscious power in our vocal instrument. I've mentioned this in my motor learning videos that when we focus too much in what we are doing, we actually make the behavior in our vocal instrument too mechanic. Instead, the kind of the more unconscious operations or more unconscious way of operating when we phonate is actually much more precise, because our unconscious has kind of many more times more processing power than the conscious way of operating. So now let's get back to the exercise. You still need to do everything that we previously did, so let your body relax. But then after you have found the relaxation, stay there for a couple of seconds and make sure that you are not starting any action before you start phonating. So you want to move very quickly from this state to the By doing that, you kind of make sure that you don't have any unneeded tension in the instrument that would be making your vocal behavior too mechanic and make your instrument to have this kind of a when you are very already tense when you move to the higher pitches. So very important concept. Now let's practice this a couple of times. And if you find a hard time relaxing, you might every once in a while shake your body up a little bit, just to make sure you're not too tense. Okay, let's go. Inhale, relax. Relax. And so forth. You can, if you want, you can stop the video and try your favorite exercises this way. And the thing is that even though this is sort of advanced mixed voice exercises video, these principles apply whether you practice belting or some other type of phonation. So also in belting exercises, it's very good to practice them in a way that you start the activity from the relaxed state. Hey! That kind of makes sure that you are not using the unneeded muscle tension too much. Of course, it should be said that at this moment we are doing the type of practicing that sometimes might feel a little bit frustrating because we don't necessarily see immediate results. These are not the type of exercises where you knowingly change your behavior and you get immediate results right away. Rather, these are the type of exercises that you need to do kind of patiently. You might have to do quite a lot repetitions actually, and little by little, after weeks, after months, you kind of start learning and building the skill into more precise level where you are overall able to sing better quality mixed voice. And that might be a little bit unsatisfying because of course everybody is looking from the YouTube these quick fixes for mixed voice, like there would be some magic kind of pill that you would swallow and suddenly you would be mastering mixed voice. In reality, it doesn't work in that way, although many of the short YouTube videos might give you the idea. But in reality, mixed voice is a type of skill that actually needs practicing and practice repetitions in a good manner. And this is kind of what I'm talking about now. This is kind of the framework that I think is the best way to build the skill after the kind of the initial exercises that help you to activate the needed muscles in very imprecise manner. So these exercises aim to get you the fine tuning that allows you to all the time, little by little, sing better and better quality mixed voice. Okay, I think that's about it for this video. Hope you got some interesting ideas out of this, and as usual, leave a comment, and if you found the video helpful, press the like button. If you're new to the channel, consider subscribing for more interesting content. Bye.